Hilary, retail sales were actually up 2.5% this year, with online sales raking in $9.8 billion. That's actually up 7.5% from just last year. Hilary, were you surprised to see such booming sales amid rising inflation and just more Americans struggling with their day-to-day bills?
Well, first of all, let our audience know, Alex, that we did not receive a memo that we were to wear red today. We did that ourselves. But that is an indication, I think, of the season here. And getting back to your question with regard to spending, I'll say this. Now, nobody really talks about this, but the consumer, despite all indicators and despite everything we hear and everything you just said, every single data point indicates that the consumers have more debt. More Americans have more debt on credit card. There's 37% of Americans still have debt on credit card from 2022. But here is the huge caveat. We are a consumer society. 70%, that's 70% of our GDP is based on consumer spending. And I'll say this, most of the young people today, like that Taylor Swift, remember that economic boost from Taylor Swift? It is on services and it is on experiences, and now consumer spending. Why? Their parents did not go through the Great Depression and their parents didn't go through the Second World War. So there's no one telling them, by the way, you've got to stop spending if all this amount is on credit cards and debt. It's going to catch up at some point, Alex. We just don't know when.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time now. Credit card debt hitting over $1 trillion. Not a good sign. But more spending. Cyber Monday is today, with some estimates saying it will bring in a record-breaking $12 billion in online sales alone. Okay, so what can we expect for the rest of the holiday season? Just more spending?
Well, more spending, and you just mentioned that 12 billion, that was from Adobe. I actually believe their predictions because they predicted right about they were correct about the consumer spending that was in person. Cyber Monday is projected, yes, to be the biggest absolutely ever, and it's supposed to be mainly, of course, not only online, but on consumer products such as televisions are number one, and all electronics come in right at the top there.
I do have to say I did all of my Christmas shopping this weekend. I'm completely done. I spent a ton of money to add to the list.